And we're live, ladies and gentlemen. It is 5 p.m. It is Sunday. Well, yeah, it's Sunday on the 7th of September. I really go from American to British in between two streams. Anyway, the Reactathon, after the little break from August as I wasn't there, it's back, well, for not quite as much videos as I thought there was going to be, because in terms of video releases, it has been quite stale during the month of August. So of course, if I don't plug my laptop, better already. If I don't plug my laptop, we might have a little problem. But there we go. The Reactathon. Today, what do we have? We have 3 videos that were suggested to me. About Team Fortress 2 and Nintendo, of course. We are going to be celebrating a little anniversary, some technology, some gaming, and of course, to wrap it all off, like we always do, some Splatoon animation. No, Steve Black ST, no new video has been released since. And no, before you ask me, that's a no. Like, the green little inkling which hosts a demon have said in the middle of the month of August that she is in the making of the follow-up to Origin, but that was still going to have to wait for a little bit. A few weeks ago, we started making pictures, so that's a good thing in itself. That means that maybe, I don't know, for the Reactathon of October, we might see her like upload a new animation or something like that. Let's just hope that it's going to be the case. And without further ado, we are going to head over to the first video of today, the ultimate Team Fortress 2 recap cartoon. It's the video is 10 minutes and 34 seconds, so let's not waste any time and let's see what people have suggested to me. White. Wrong mouse. That's already a good quality pictures. Ironical, we're looking at you.
That heavy's a spy.
That's already a good beginning in itself.
Bombs away. Wake him out of your head, wanker. Wanker, 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 wanker.
That's so true when you... That's so true at sometimes. Haha! Getting the balls.
Medic, medic,
I think we're in a bit of trouble right now. The baby is dead. Let's put that again. Back. Oh, Nicole, we're looking at you. Yeah, exactly. People that did not play Team Fortress 2, this was a plague in the early 2020, which isn't quite relevant anymore, and that's kind of good. But this felt important for me to mention it.
Ooh. Yeah.
No. Dead.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
It's on. I'm running circles around you. I'm running circles. I'm running circles.
I didn't know the scout was so powerful. You're going to be out of ammo eventually, mate. Since that Pyronical thing from a few years ago, it's literally a meme within the entire Team Fortress 2 community. Dead.
Here I come.
I shouldn't be drinking.
I live.
Dead. Always. Always it needs to end at the worst moment. So true. Is this?
Medic!
Mon Dieu!
Everyone, friendship is stupid magic. Yes! Rolling around it just...
Isn't that a little bit overkill? That's a smooth transition. Oh. That doesn't happen in the game. Even though I would like it. It's going to go poo. The first. Okay. Ironical, we're once again looking at you. That doesn't happen in the real game.
Hey guys, I'm going AFK. BRB.
The spy crab!
Move this thing. But doesn't make any sense anymore. I'm telling you.
Cheers, Ned!
Oh, there is a little bit of people that worked on it. Alright, I just want to see, like, I suppose... Ah! Exactly as I thought! The first comment that talks about that is, of course, Pyro. Pyro's over here, Pyro's over there, you know. So, yeah. The Ultimate Team Fortress 2 recap cartoon, I guess. I suppose for some people, like, that Pyro looked a bit strange. But that's what I said earlier on. Pyrocynical, I think it's how it's pronounced, had an add-on that made his Pyro in game look kinda like that. And he didn't want to cope about that so much that it became a meme in the Team Fortress 2 community. And that's why, like, it was always portrayed as that on the video. That's because it's not the way it is. Let's follow up immediately with the second video that was recommended. Mario quits Nintendo.
Alright, Miyamoto, we need to talk.
Oh, Mario, my #1 mascot. What brings you here, Money Machine?
Okay, first of all, don't my friend me. And second of all, I quit.
You can't quit, Mario. We owe you.
You're not helping. Listen, Mario. Sweet Mario. Why would you want to leave?
Why wouldn't I want to leave? First of all, you took me and Peach 40 years from and flushed the entire thing down the toilet. I mean, we had an entire video on it.
Creative choice, keeps the story fresh and new.
It opens up brand new opportunities for Peach to explore other partners.
Oh, don't even start, Bowser.
What? I'm just saying, me and her have history.
You kidnapped her, okay?
Tomato.
You locked her in a cage.
Look, Mario, some people pay extra for that, okay?
Gentlemen, please.
Shut it, Miyamoto. You're the one who's letting all this happen. And don't get me started on the Switch 2.
Yes, our most powerful console yet.
$500.
But it renders your mustache in 4K.
Oh, wow. Now I can see each individual hair while my bank account cries.
It's called premium pricing.
Pretty sure it's called robbery. Considering that if we buy it, we still don't own it.
We got you there.
Those game prices are insanity. I mean, are you seriously charging $80 for the exact same game?
Yes.
So I am
Come on,
done
Mario. You're overreacting. Relax.
overreacting. You turned my life into garbage. You priced me out on my own games. You just slap my face onto everything, so I quit.
Where would you even go?
Sega.
Sega?
Mario, be serious.
Dead serious. Sonic offered me a contract.
Sonic, that blue rodent.
He may be blue and he may be a rodent, but at least he ain't a greedy saboteur. Good riddance.
Oh, Luigi.
All right, pal, welcome to Sega. You know, you're just in time for the yearly janitor contest.
Janitor contest. Oh, come on.
Of course, it had to end this way. After all, Mario's a plumber. What next? Heavy Bowser vs Engineer, TF2 dub. Of course, Team Fortress 2. We love Team Fortress 2.
This is what the president's feeling all the time. Let's get to the fun part. What? You all just got branded. This here point's ours now. And another thing,
You're ugly.
Stupid engineers.
You're all about to have a real bad day.
I'm gonna lay you out.
I can make it bad as well, hang on.
If you are hunting trouble, lad, you found it. You come up,
Well, the robot was broken so fast, and he doesn't have a demon within. Well, maybe that guy.
Oh, please. You are an amateur and a fool.
Need a dispenser here.
Who's dead?
I spin the wheel of fate. This is gonna be a real piece of piece. Examples, mate.
Dead.
Dumber than dirt, ain't you? Hell, that was easy. Nice shooting. Sniper! Sentry, capture this point!
Ready to charge. Big trouble now.
Of course, it had to without using that sound.
I am coming for you. Here I come! Oh, I just banged the world's fattest man.
Dead.
I am here.
Marasmus!
Get behind me! I'll mistake you for an actual threat. Never touch my magic!
Are you sure it's not that entity in Smash Bros. Ultimate?
Send every damn fat boy back to hell. That was close. No.
Dying just made.
Damn it. Sentry, fire. Oh. Move him out.
I think someone spoiled
Ouais. W. Oh, hang on. Hang on. We'll get back to it in a little second. Beforehand, that was the last of the suggested videos I had. This is 2025, and last month it was the 30-year anniversary of kind of a revolution in the technology space. Windows 95 turned 30. And Windows 95, which absolutely changed the way we use computers, and was kind of a revolution compared to the atrocity which is Windows 11. That's why we are going to be watching 2 commercials of Windows 95 which aired back in the day of its release. That's kind of like the modern Microsoft logo, actually.
Computers to do more than one thing at a time. Starting with Windows 95, it's easy. Start multitasking. Start Windows 95.
So basically, back on the Windows 3.1 days, you couldn't really do more than do multiple things at a time. It was one program or another. Like one program, only one program could actually do things, and like the others would be completely frozen until you interact with them. Windows 95 was essentially the first version of Windows that let programs do both like things at the same time. You're still like monotask. You can't really use 2 programs at once unless you're, I don't know, a cyborg. But those 2 programs can do things while you, at the same time. Like imagine you're working on a Word document and you're rendering a video or making a stream, just like what we're doing right now. And Windows 95 was like the first Microsoft system that did it.
You've heard all about the many fabled wonders of the information superhighway.
He means the internet by that.
With Windows 95, it's easy to get on it. Start connecting. Start Windows 95.
And what he meant by that is that, well, the internet was already a thing for a few years, 1 year in France. But the problem is that getting onto the internet was kind of complicated. First of all, because of all the driver issues, which were kind of resolved with Windows 95, but also the problem of actually getting online once you got everything installed. You had to use external programs for that because Windows 3 did not have such features. Well, Windows 95 was the first version to have like an integrated dialer and TCP/IP like setting thing, which allowed people to easily get online with just a modem. And some version even came shipped with Internet Explorer, which, well, back then was a decent web browser. The problem is that when it's bundled for free with an operating system, while every other web browser in the market were paid, well, antitrust thingies, which actually like cost Microsoft millions because of that in the late 90s. But that's not because of that they removed Internet Explorer from their browsers. And like now there is Edge, and it's even worse. So yeah. Once again, Windows 95 is much better than Windows 11. Actually, compared to Windows 11, every other versions of Windows is better. The end. Now, if we stick to tech, how about we go low spec?
This graphics card is the cheapest card I could possibly find on eBay at the time.
And yet, like a Quadro is a professional graphics card. That's like, it's the equivalent of like, consumer cards, but meant for use in enterprises. And those are graphics cards that can be used in virtual machines. Very significant for companies.
Time. It has the NVIDIA Quadro branding. It has 2 DVI ports, and it has a very
link.
dated-looking green PCB. Lovely. Let's find out what it is. This is the NVIDIA Quadro FX 570. It has 256 megabytes of DDR2.
To 18 pounds. Like, this costs nothing.
Or £5.16 after shipping. What an amazing deal. Now, my first
You don't say, mate.
was to replace the thermal paste because this card is from the late 2000s. Interestingly, it only had 3 of the 4 screws in it, which means it's been taken apart before. However, I still have no confidence whatsoever in the thermal paste, so we will be replacing this with Arctic MX4.
Wise.
As you can see, this is completely dry, and it took absolutely ages to get this off with a bit of kitchen roll as I normally use. But as you can see, we did get it off eventually, and we have the nice NVIDIA GPU die. Now to get it off...
Mates, now the graphics card are chunksters. Look at this card. It's so small that it doesn't even require an external power supply. It's really plug and play.
Heatsink itself, and it came off the heatsink.
So that means you don't have any like power cable that could melt with if you take a look at the latest graphics card.
Quite easily. However, you can still see remnants of it left over. This is my tube of MX4, and it ran out just as I was putting the thermal paste on this die. Very annoying, but it was just about the right amount, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Replacing the fan and the heatsink, trying to line it up, and then popping in the screws, and we should be ready to use this graphics card.
Look, no external power.
Now it's time to install this in the tech.
You see, like, when I mean external power, I mean like the cable that he went just unplugged.
What a great graphics card.
He just can't. He's just putting it in, and that's it. Done. Ready.
I had a slight slip up with the screw there. Not to worry about that. That's absolutely fine. Now, the TechMW test bench is made in one of my old cases. It features a Ryzen 5 1600X, 16 gigs of 26.
Slightly older than what I have.
For a 500 gig SSD, and a 600 watt EVGA power supply.
Windows.
Definitely not going to be bottlenecking any of the GPUs I test on this channel, so I'm not too worried. It was good to see the Quadro FX570 showing straight up in Device Manager. Absolutely perfect. So let's launch our first game. This is Gary's mod with mixed settings at 1280 by 720. As you can see, running surprisingly well actually.
Yeah, hey, Grizz mod came out in 2006. And this graphics card is likely from the same era. And I know Grizz mod got a lot of updates since its launch. So that's pretty good that it still runs.
Impressed with the performance of this graphics card. Now, it is an older game, but it was never designed for gaming, this graphics card. And they're kind of from around the same time, so even handling all of this, it was really, really good. We had an average of 27.9 FPS, with a maximum of 42.9 and a minimum of 14.9. Going on to the 1% lows and 0.1% lows, based on our average, we had a 1% low of 12.4 and a 0.1% low of 1.9. Moving on to our second game, Left 4 Dead 2. Now, we ran this at much lower settings, still at 720p though, and as you can see, it ran pretty well. Although
yeah, it's still kind of the same engine, so...
The 3 games that I was able to test on this graphics card. Now, this game, I can imagine, is quite demanding, even though it's older, because it's dealing with so many zombies, so many bullets flying everywhere, so much going on. It is absolutely crazy. But as you can see, the maximum FPS was 75.3, the minimum was 5.9, and the average was 36.8, so really, really all over the place. This is also reflected in the 1% and 0.1% lows, as you can see 1.9 and 1.1 respectively. Compared to the average, that is absolutely tiny, so yeah, you could really feel the stuttering in this game. Good job we had the Ryzen though, otherwise that would have been probably a lot worse. Now, Call of
Very
Duty
likely.
Black Ops 2 multiplayer. This game was actually the most demanding to run. I deliberately ordered these in order of demand so that, you know, we could slowly see worse and worse results. I had to turn this one down all the way to 800 by 600, and this is a compilation of me getting absolutely destroyed by NPCs. I blame the lag, personally. I would say the lag is completely at fault here. As you'll see, me hopping around, it looks slightly less laggy, but my accuracy, it's...
Not that my mate.
Kind of annoying, really, to just watch me getting absolutely roasted. I'm completely fine if the game's running at 60 to 120 FPS, but with this average, as you can see on the screen, not too great. And you can kind of see the stuttering as well, and just, again, absolutely roasted. Again. Like, what is going on? They've got this NPC in the distance. Oh, no, didn't get him. No, absolutely not. I mean, it just... it's actually kind of getting sad at this point. And we've got another two. Oh, but someone, yeah, got them. And then, oh no, I've been shot again. Oh dear. Anyway, we saw an average with this one of 28 FPS with a high of 40.
It's still good from time to time, but
17.7, definitely the most consistent so far. This also reflects in the
17, oof. Even a PlayStation 3 wouldn't do that.
Effectively, not too bad. However, bear in mind, this was on the lower settings and at 800 by 600 resolution. But considering the game is a lot newer than the card...
Oh, look, a terrible game!
I tried launching Fortnite. However, as you'll see in a moment, we had a slight issue.
Yeah! No terrible game!
CPU found, which was weird. Moving on to Forza Horizon 4. Oh, we need DirectX 12.
Of course.
Great. Moving on to GTA 5 Enhanced. Yep,
of course.
Pretty much. Good stuff. And then moving on to our last game, Halo Infinite. I don't know why I thought this would run. I was just trying it. Halo Infinite. Yeah. DirectX 12. Brilliant. So, looking at all of our games, the average and lowest and highest FPS, you can see that the most consistent was Black Ops 2. And then this is also reflected in the 0.1 and 1% lows, as you can see. Black Ops 2 was definitely the most playable overall with the least frame drops. Now, the final test that I was able to successfully run, Unigine Heaven, which is weird because this is DirectX 11. But one of the games refused to run because it had no DirectX 11, so this is making no sense. Anyway, as you can see on the screen, Unigine Heaven, not running too well. It actually crashed twice before I was able to get a result. which
1
is a
FPS.
painful process because it actually
Even
now,
the lowest
scored
end,
1.3,
cheapest laptop nowadays
maximum
can
settings.
score more than
And
that.
this is compared to a
That's to tell you how old this graphics card is.
screen being the RX Vega 8 integrated graphics. It is appalling, yeah. And then I tried to run my own Blender benchmark that I've made, and it didn't run.
Oops.
So yeah, time to remove the Quadro FX 570. It's a fairly decent card. I can't really complain for £2.16, but it's definitely not, you know, your 1080 Ti or, you know, your Titan XP like you're seeing in this shot. I actually just put them in here to just show off a little bit, even though they're older cards. Yeah, this is the kind of commentary you wouldn't get on any other tech video normally. But yeah.
Yet it's
so,
modern enough to have that
okay,
NVIDIA font.
Not too bad. Pretty bad, actually. It's no Titan XP. It's no 1080 Ti. It's no 6800 XT like I've got in the PC. But for £2 something, it is a pretty good value. But not quite for £5 because you can get a 550 Ti for something around that price. We are going to be combining this with the cheap motherboard in the next video. So if you're looking forward to that, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy. See you in the next one.
Hello? Yep, so that's also one of the reasons of why people are changing graphics card from time to time, especially back in the days, like back in the 2010s, is that like they were adding new things like DirectX 11, 12 and all of that. The problem is that this is a hardware level graphic engine. That means that like all the graphics card that wasn't meant for like DirectX 11 or 12 will just not support it. No driver update can actually change the thing. And that's why that graphics card is just saying nope, because it's too old. Is it going to be as old as the computer we're going to be seeing? Maybe, maybe not. But that was the start of the base of what we know today, 64-bit CPU.
This enormous 20-year-old Sun workstation is technically the first truly modern PC. It's running an AMD Opteron, the very first x86 64 CPU. So today we're going to restore and explore a computer that was basically from the future. So stay tuned.
It was, mate.
And if your ideal power to performance ratio is yes, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, brief history. Intel did technically make the first foray into mass market 64-bit computing with the Itanium in 2001, but unfortunately the Itanium was terrible. It wasn't compatible with existing 32-bit software and almost nobody used it. 2 years later, AMD released the Opteron, which was backwards compatible with 32-bit and 16-bit x86 software.
And that's how it was up until that point. Like, now, imagine when the Itanium released, like, you could install Windows, which had an old 64-bit version, but as it wasn't, backwards compatible with x86 software, you couldn't run any 32-bit app. That meant any web browser that wasn't Internet Explorer, anything that wasn't part of Windows, you couldn't run Office, you couldn't run games, you couldn't run anything. Like, it was more powerful, but what was the point if we couldn't run anything? So that's why the fact that the Opteron could play 32-bit apps, like, it made it so much better.
Which meant you had all the benefits of 64-bit architecture, like supporting up to 256 terabytes of memory, while still having access to an entire library of existing software. In fact, AMD initially wrote the spec for the technology, which Intel and others later wound up implementing. If you want to learn more about the history of AMD Opteron and 64-bit computing, I'll link to an excellent video from Level 1 Techs down below. But our focus today is this Sun Ultra 40 workstation. This is the very first one to use the AMD Opteron, making it the oldest PC capable of running things like modern Ubuntu Linux, or perhaps even booting Windows 11. Anyway, thanks Mike for rescuing
maybe another version, because I know that there was some new instructions that wasn't made available on
But
Or
today,
11.
I want to return this thing to a stock-like experience and install the original Sun Solaris 10 Unix operating system. You could actually buy these things with Windows XP. And I want to open this thing up and take a look inside.
Really looks like a server.
It's almost comically over-engineered. Right after this quick word about today's sponsor, Delete Me.
I don't know, G5 Power Mac maybe?
Online is analyzed, cataloged, chopped up, and sold on the open market of data brokers. And for scale, here it is next to one of these old Dells.
Oh,
my God,
what a chunkster.
it's over 22 inches long. And if you thought the Mac Pro was over-engineered, check this thing out. First off, the inside of this door has these adorable diagrams telling you how to fit.
Nowadays, you wanna change a computer component? Oh, tough shit, you can't.
Fix and take apart and do all
I know back then it was, oh, so here's how you need to do to change the processor.
maintenance. It even tells you how to properly repaste it. Look at that. Even under the door, there's more helpful diagrams, including how to take the fan tray off. We have a built-in lock. We have these latches that hold the plastic door in place. We have ourselves an NVIDIA Quadro K.
There we go, like almost the same graphics card as the previous video. But to tell you how old the graphics card was, it was probably from before the days of Half-Life 2.
Large PCIe SSD from an HP ProLiant. I wonder if this is something that Mike stuck in there aftermarket.
Yeah.
The RAM is secured underneath this cool latch, which has a fan. PC2 5300 1GB sticks. We even have super easy access to the power supply with this lovely bright green retention screw. And it slides out the back. Look at that. Anyway, I don't really want to install on these regular old hard drives. Oh yeah, it's time for the wheel of SSDs. What are we going to get this time?
This is going to be the A55.
Ooh. Yeah, 64GB Dogfish SSD. Now, I'm sure somebody has made some sort of bracket we could use.
It's just going to plug it in like that.
But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hang it directly
System D, mate. DIY.
I'm sure that's fine. Oh yeah, check out our sweet period accurate Sun desktop battle station. I've got the original Sun Microsystems.
Wow, look at that mouse.
With a bunch of old notes
You can
like
see.
export all acquisitions to Hermes, period accurate Tasty Cake mouse, and I have what appears to be genuine Solaris 10 install media. Let's see how freaking
genuine.
this thing is. Oh my god. Yeah, it does very much quiet down after a minute or two, so I guess let's just try to do a Solaris install. Ooh, extracting windowing system. Fancy. Starting Solaris interactive graphical user interface installation. If screen is legible, press enter in this window. Alright, let's blast through these menus here. I saw the sun. A strong and secure password, and definitely not just
Action.
action. That would be very insecure. I have to select our localization manually.
Security with this guy, with this lad.
Oh no, that's it. Look, 61 gigabytes default layout. Yep, whole thing for Solaris. Oh yeah, this is working. Look at that. Hopefully jump cut to install complete. Okay, so the install did complete, but it didn't want to boot. And I was very confused, so I went into BIOS and I found this. For some reason, SATA 3 Dogfish SSD was excluded from boot order.
Back then, even nowadays, some BIOSes were kind of stupid.
Above the LAN boot option, and I'm leaving this in here in case anyone else is struggling to install something on their own Sun Ultra 40. Oh yeah, look at that. We've got GNU Grub in Solaris Blue. Let's boot this thing. Yes, here we are. We've got Sun Solaris. Yeah, we can choose our session type. We have CDE or Java desktop. We're gonna start with CDE.
Java because like it's Sun. before being owned by Oracle, Java was like
The common
was
desktop
a Sun's
environment,
product.
aka CDE, has been deprecated. Oh no. Man, this has got to be the most beautiful and the most 90s looking desktop environment there is.
You don't say,
The
mate.
pink title bars and the purple and these desktop switchers here. Oh, look at these backgrounds too, my god. Okay, before we get too far, let's see the other desktop environment. Also pretty cool looking, but this is, yeah, GNOME desktop, just modified by Sun.
That's an old GNOME.
Java logo on the launch button there. This is Sun Java Desktop System Release 3 from December 2004.
L'utilisation.
Much more modern, of course, but I'm not a modern guy. Let's go back to our favorite common desktop environment. All right, what do we have on here? Yeah, something that's really cool about CDE is all of these have their own kind of start menus. Plug it into Ethernet 0. See, are we online? We are not. I don't even know how to get into preferences here. And jump cut to I have configured the internet. I had to do it very manually and Unixy using things like the hosts file and resolve.conf, but in the end it worked. Here's good old frog find. Sun Solaris 10. Yeah, working froggy as ever. I'm very happy to see that the scroll wheel works. Now, of course, this is a very old version of Firefox. We've got Mozilla 1.7 for Sun Java Desktop System. Yeah, we're not going to be YouTubing in this browser, although this computer with its 64-bit CPU is perfectly capable, believe it or not, of YouTube and many other things that we'll explore in the future.
Can you try? Just for fun?
Weird software do we have on here? We have a calendar, text editor, voice note. I don't have a microphone, though I do have speakers. All of our favorite applications like information. We have an email program. I'm not going to set that up on here. Ooh, a print manager. Yeah, no games. No games at all.
Too bad.
So, Sun Solaris. Pretty interesting, but I must confess, my interest in this machine is more ridiculous than this. Oh my god, will this thing actually try to boot Windows 11? No freaking way. A 2005 computer booting Windows 11.
It's going to be
But
for
I
next
think we'll have
time.
to save that for another time.
Yeah, like it's going to be for the next video, so that's a thing to see in the next Reactathon, I guess.
That theoretically supports it. Let me know in the comments down below. But that'll do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more weird Unixy, Linuxy, ancient computer shenanigans, please subscribe down below. And thank you very much for watching.
And like, mate, that was the beginning of 64-bit processors. There was a time where all of that didn't matter, because what we wanted to do back then was ease of use. Like in the early 1980s and late 70s, ease of use is really what was missing. Either you had to program your own game, or you had to load the games or software from cassettes and type in commands to make it working. Just take a look at all the steps you had to take to launch like a spreadsheet software in the 80s. Early. Yep, the software is in that tape. First of all, you plug in the computer, which was absolutely small back then because it didn't do a lot. Look. That's amazing to think that it's completely different now. First, you had to insert the tape, turn on the computer, enter the load command, hit play, and only then can you type run or it auto runs, and you can do your spreadsheets. And of course, as you probably guessed, it's nowhere as sophisticated as Excel is. On its first version, of course. But you could already do some calculations. There you go. This is how you made spreadsheets in the 80s. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, Macintosh came out. As a matter of fact, just for a fun fact, the Macintosh 40th anniversary was the date of when Nintendo decided to reveal Side Order's release date. Coincidence? I think not. Correlation? Totally. And then yeah, the Macintosh came out, and it completely changed the way we use computers. Because mouse, like of course, they weren't the first making mouses in the computer era, but it's like the first widely available consumer mouse. Then look how easy it is. You see, you insert the tape, type in all the comments and all of that, and then out of the blue, in just a year, we went from all of that to just sticking in a floppy disk, and then you're off to the races. Well, when he puts on the floppy disk, of course. There we go, you turn on the computer, you put on the system floppy disk, and that's it. Nothing to type on your keyboard, you're good to go. And then you can insert the floppy disk, remove that floppy disk and insert the floppy disk of, I don't know, Microsoft Word. And then you're off typing documents. It was that easy for 1984. Nowadays, it's even easier because computers nowadays have something called internal storage. Oh. And back then, mechanical keyboards were legion as well. Imagine if it was the case today, everyone would have those clicky keyboards. But it's not. It's not at all, and it's too bad at sometimes. But I like mechanical keyboards. I have Bronchi keyboards, and it's pretty they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. That's the end of the whole tech section. Now, you know, Team Fortress 2. We all like Team Fortress 2. And something that happened, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, they actually, at Valve, they officialized the Versus Saxon Hale game mode. It was a brand new thing back then. We didn't expect that to happen, but they officialized the game mode. And since then, people have found, you know, tricks to get rid of the player playing Saxon Hale. Because yeah, it's one full team of 20 people against one player, which is Saxon Hale with a lot of HPs. And well, sometimes to win it can be pretty complicated. But that's it without some people found strategies for that. He's far engineer, so he can. He has a weapon that allows him to control his, his sentry from afar, which is kind of good. But then look at what he's going to do. Gone. love his strategy. Like, I didn't really have the opportunity of doing that, but you saw the like you know, Saxton Hale being at almost 0 distance, and then it was good. He was good to go. And G Sweat. Did. That's a strategy that I absolutely love looking at. Voila, what else can I say? Wow. Wow. Though I haven't seen this this one. Actually having the balls to finish up Saxon Hale, which can one-shoot even the heavy, if I do recall, using his melee weapon. That's a very ballsy move.
Gotta move that gear up. Incoming.
Run! Oh my god! Is he? Oh my goodness! Hey, is he gonna carry?
That's... that was amazing. Well, that's the first no, that's not the same sequence.
I need some doggone help.
Oh my god, that luck! Oh! It's going to be get burnt after some point.
I'm moving this.
Go on, what? Okay, there you go.
Wait, we're going in with no hard feelings.
Heck yeah!
Nice work.
Boo.
Thanks,
Whoosh. Voila! So, if you want to play versus Saxon Hale, you know what to do. Well, almost the end, eh? 2 last videos to go. And those are animations! So, once again, of the Squid Game. but this time it's more like what you would have in real life, but not in real life. It's called Roommate. I'm sorry, I don't understand this. Can I? Nah, I can't translate automatically, of course. There is a feature on YouTube that allows you to translate one language to another, but only if it's automatic, like auto translations, which is obviously not good. Burdens on the outside. Who is the idiot who ever thought of that? Explain me. You know, that's kind of a thing. Like, this is the early morning. They call that breakfast. Well, breakfast is supposed to, like, I don't know, eating fast, which is kind of paradoxical when you take forever to actually cook your food. Mlim mlim. Bonk. It's kinda, I don't know, kinda big for breakfast, but I'm not gonna judge, because when I was in London just a month ago, one of our breakfasts was bigger than that. So that's what I'm saying that. That would be nice if I could put on my shoes that fast. I don't understand that wording. Of course, one other thing is going to be, please, can you please clean the thing, please? Which was obviously not done. Well, I suppose that Luwumi is a bit messy. I suppose I should maybe use, I don't know, Google Lens to translate like the Japanese or Korean text that shows on the captions, just so I can understand the things that are being said, you know. But you know, sometimes you don't need any captions to understand what's going on. But I'll do a check later on. Last one. It happens in Alterna, mates. I don't know which one it is. Is it Blender or is it something else? I have to check on it. But I knew she that one started working on you know Blender a few years ago, so it's probably why. Ah, she's a Mimo. Pin. I would like to say that this small fry is a bit big. What? Was that all a dream? Okay, I guess. They didn't buy that at all. Yeah, a dream, but maybe not quite as a dream as that. I understand. Wep. Well, that was kind of a big of like a big list of videos, even though it was smaller than usual. You know, month of August being pretty stale and all of that. But I hope that the month of October will be a little bit more full than that. Like, we can just hope. Like this kind of special, like August is most of the time where people takes vacations. That's why we weren't seeing much videos come out lately. But I'm pretty sure this will be different, like in not a long time. So maybe in the month of October it's going to be much bigger, much better. So that will be something we'll have to see for the next Reactathon next month, I guess. You'll know that by the planning. And this comes to an end of yet another weekend of streams on this channel and on Twitch. So I hope you've enjoyed it. The next time we'll be on stream will be next Saturday at 3 PM for the Saturday show. The Reactathon will return next month. And in 2 weeks' time on Saturday at 10 PM, the return of the Saturday night. It was a great pleasure to do this week of stream. And I will be back for yet another video in just a few hours. So thanks so much, mate. Have a very good weekend. Bye bye.